Hello and welcome to this episode of Hampton Roads Business Live. My name is Rory Graham and I'm your host, and today we have the pleasure of having with us John Carvalho with the Dynamic Health Resources Company. Welcome, John.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
And we're going to be talking about a thing that most people, well, everybody's heard of, but a lot of people suffer from, and that's migraine headaches, right?
Yes, very much.
Okay, well, let's start off by talking about what is a migraine headache to begin with.
Well, by definition, or what a migraine is, and oftentimes when I've talked with people, they never really understand what a migraine is, or they kind of got a vagueness about it. But essentially, it's when your blood vessels in your brain, usually on one side, one hemisphere, since your brain is split in half, is when they overdilate out of control. And so you have this pulsing, overexpanding blood vessel in your brain, and it's that pressure on that, and it's really the what controls how your blood vessels dilate is a neurotransmitter, a chemical that your body produces called serotonin, and that controls the vasomotor mechanism. And when you don't have enough serotonin in your system, you lose the ability to retain that tension, and it overdilates out of control. And that's what a migraine is.
Is this something that people are born with, or what causes migraine headaches for someone to have one? Is this just something that some people have and some people don't?
Well, more so than others. Women have about 18% of the women, the population, female population, suffer with migraines. With men, it's about 6% on a statistical point of view. But really, it's how you're predisposed. And what a migraine is caused, at least from our approach and our research, is it's the low levels of serotonin. When your serotonin have abruptly been depleted or dropped, you lose that ability to retain tension on your blood vessels, and that's when they overdilate.
So is the answer to increase serotonin?
It's increase and maintain an adequate level. So what causes a migraine, what you're looking at is what causes for that individual their serotonin levels to deplete abruptly. And I'll give you an example. People get weather headaches. So we've seen this a lot out of the Midwest and the Kansas, the Wizard of Oz, when the tornadoes come through. It's an abrupt change in the barometric pressure. Now, it's the same thing the way an airplane will just have to pressurize as it changes altitude. Of course, they're in a pressurized jet or plane. When a weather front moves in, the barometric pressure changes or drops drastically, and so your body has to repressurize. Well, it's using your gas tank of serotonin, your supply of serotonin. So when it falls too low, you lose that ability to retain that tension, and they overdilate. Another issue is people have food triggers. And so it's reaction to their food that will create an inflammatory response in their gut, and serotonin is rushed to use to that inflammatory reactionary issue.
Which lowers it in the brain where the blood vessels are.
And then you lose that ability to retain that. And another is sinus infections. You have a nerve that starts in your nasal cavity that runs back to your hypothalamus, which manufactures the serotonin. So again, there's the things that you look at. One of the clues is to how can you produce and maintain adequate levels of serotonin. So if you understand that, then all the issues that many individuals have been chasing about what's causing my migraines, what are my triggers, it'll start to make sense to that individual, because it is very unique per individual.
Okay, and when people have a migraine headache, aren't they light sensitive? And
they can be. They can very much so. They have an issue. Not all of them. They have an aura where they get that sparkling look, usually in one eye or the other, or they can lose vision completely. So there is an aura with a certain percentage of individuals that have migraines, but not all. And then there are some that have, they call them visual migraines, where they have that aura, but they don't have the intense pain.
Okay, so what do you have for these people? What is your answer?
Well, about a dozen years ago, I was hired to do a clinical evaluation for a nutritional product that was specifically designed to help your body produce serotonin. It works with 5-HTP, 5-hydroxytryptophan, which is a precursor. It's a natural product. It's found in seeds, certain seeds. It's found in turkey. and so with that, along with complementing with diet, it allows you to produce more serotonin. And so our approach is give your body the tools to produce serotonin so you can maintain that. So when a weather front does move in, or for women, one of the other triggers is abrupt change in hormones, serotonin is used in that response to that abrupt change. When the individual's triggers set it off, if you have an adequate gas tank, supply of serotonin, you can avoid or prevent a migraine from occurring. So there's two sides. It's one, use a nutritional supplementation. We have a product that actually holds a U.S. patent. I have a product that I hold the patent for migraine prevention. It's a nutritional product. The challenge with that, it's not a pharmaceutical, so it's not managed through the FDA. So with proper diet, to avoid the loss of serotonin through allergic reactions or inflammatory response. So those two things are increase the production and avoid the loss through lifestyle and diet. You'll maintain an adequate level, and so when these outside issues or triggers that you're maybe susceptible to, when they come into play, you have enough and adequate supply to withstand that and move on without a migraine.
So yours is a proactive approach.
It's 100% preventive. It's not something that I have a migraine. How am I going to get rid of it now? There's a class of drug called serotonin agonist, Imitrex, Maxalt, Zomax, Relplax. They're an abortive approach to migraines. So the drug companies know serotonin is involved with the migraine condition, and that's what we do is from a nutritional approach is to have your body produce it and work from that way.
Is this good for everybody, or is there a certain limit people who shouldn't be taking this? Or
it's a nutritional product. It's grass, generally regarded as safe by the FDA. There's no herbs in it. It's vitamins, minerals, and amino acids.
In other words, there's not a long list of side effects.
There's no known side effects.
Okay, well, so that's different than pharmaceuticals, where they give you one problem that you're trying to solve, and they give you 50 problems it could cause.
Yeah.
So that's good to know yours doesn't have side effects.
I'll give you one of the examples that early on. It's been almost 11 years. I was given introducing what I was doing at the time to one of a breakfast networking meeting, and an insurance agent came up and goes, "John, can you have one of your cards? There's a young couple coming in, and the woman mentioned that she had migraines. I just want to pass it along." And he did. She contacted me, and she got involved in it. They wanted to start a family. She had migraines since she was 6 years old. And at that point in time, they didn't even recognize. They told her, she recalls that, oh, children don't get migraines. And so it took a while for them to actually recognize that. She's been on medications essentially for 19 years. The past 4 years, she was on a class of drugs. It was an anti-convulsive medicine, Lamictal, which is known to create deformities in fetuses. So they wanted to start a family. That's why they were going to the insurance agent to get life insurance and look for those issues. So she got our information. She found it. She started the product on January 2nd. On February 26th, she called me up, and I answered the phone. "Hello, this is John." "Hi, John, this is Kat." "Hi, Kat, how you doing?" He goes, "You need to mark this as a fertility product. I'm pregnant." And I wanted to say something else, but I said, "Well, congratulations. What'd the doctor say?" She goes, "Well, my gynecologist, now she's my obstetrician, said, looked at the ingredient and said, it's okay to use this through pregnancy." And then she was able to continue to use it while she was breastfeeding after the baby was born. So for me, as far as side effects, to have a physician, and in the group there's 2 other physicians, clear her to use this through pregnancy and breastfeeding, because it's just really vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and they're used to that prenatal nutrition, so they're very attuned to that. To me, that's a statement stronger than anything else.
So to be clear, it does not cause pregnancy.
No, it does not. No, but
Yeah,
but
I'm just teasing with you.
but no, headaches can contribute.
Right. this product is obviously fast, I guess fast acting. I thought you were going to say, she said her migraines were gone or better or whatever. How long does it take for this to, when someone starts doing it, how long before they see a result do you typically?
Well, it depends how severe, how long, what are the conditions, how compliant they are, because it really takes discipline with diet. You have to identify what your food triggers are, and everybody's different. I mean, there's a long list of what typical you'll see out there. MSG, that's often in some of an additive into products, peanuts, and some other things. But it's all individual. So we go through an elimination diet where we take the main list out of your diet, and while you're supplementing. And then we add them in one at a time, and so we'll help you identify which one of those are really triggers for you as an individual, and they may be different for you than they are for me.
All right, so how does someone get hold of this program?
Well, they just contact me through the website or phone call. There's a company that I've licensed the product to, Allergy Research Group, and they can buy it there. But really, it's an understanding of what serotonin is and what it's not. And what they need to do, it's not a pill and keep on doing what they've been doing. They have to look at their diet, they have to identify what their triggers are, they have to be motivated, like anything else. Obesity, diabetes, a lot of that is diet and lifestyle related, and similar with migraines. Now, people that have had major trauma, car accidents where they have structural problems that are contributing to severe headaches, those are issues that obviously nutrition is not going to approach and address, but it can contribute to that. What people typically recognize serotonin is as an antidepressive, Paxil, Prozac, or a class of drugs called SSRI, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, and so they may have recognized that serotonin as a neurotransmitter that's involved with that. Low serotonin, specifically for migraines because it's involved with the vasomotor mechanism to retain that tension, but serotonin is involved in other issues, depressions, moods, sleep. So one of the things you said, how people notice when they start with us, if they have issues with sleep, they'll notice they'll be sleeping a little bit better, or through the night, and so. But it's very individual.
I see. Okay, so everybody's basically coming at it from a different thing. Okay, all right, so experience will be different. It's very interesting. Is there anything else that I haven't covered that you'd like to talk about on this?
There's as I said before, there's lots with this, and I'm very passionate about this, because when you work with somebody that's had migraines for a long time and they get relief, or reduction or complete elimination of migraines, and they're off medications, their life changes.
I bet you got a lot of great testimonials.
We do, and they stick with you. I had one woman, her name was Joy, and she was up in New York State, and she had a very rough voice, and she kind of reminded me of Marilyn Dietrich, an old performer, and she called me up and she said, "John, I've been doing great." He goes, "Except for one thing, I find myself singing around the house." And her name was Joy, and so I made a little joke about, she's so joyous now. He goes, "No, but my husband's complaining now. I can't sing." and so it was. But there is a lot of joy when you work with individuals and they get relief out of it.
Well, I know migraines can be very debilitating, and I've heard of people that couldn't go to work because of them, and all kinds of life-altering problems that they can cause. So anytime that you can do something, fortunately I don't have that problem, but anytime that you could do something, to help somebody like that, that's great. It's been a pleasure having you in here today. So if you have migraines or know someone that suffers through migraines, this may be the answer that you've been looking for. So give Dynamic Health Resources a call, and their information is at the end of this video and on this page, and talk to them about the program that they have that might just be the answer for you. I wish you a lot of success, and it's great to have you in here today.
Thank you, Rory. I appreciate it.
All right.